What's up, party people? Welcome to the Tinker Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Greg Dowd, and welcome to the show tonight. Been out of town for my grandfather passed away recently. 101, great man, and it was more of a celebration of life and just sharing stories about my grandfather and how he affected all of us and the folks that he affected and enjoyed his company. um we're there at the funeral and shared a lot of fun stories about grandpa and when he would participate in like the swimming events, and he had some folks that worked with him that were there in the past, and everybody just kind of sharing stories and remembering remembering my grandpa. It was the last of my grandparents that were alive. And he was a really patriotic guy, and was seeing a lot of the stuff that was going on in the country, and didn't like the direction that things were going. And um and so it carrying on in his memory to hopefully right the ship and get as many people out of that system as possible, because it looks like it's not going to get better anytime soon. And that's a little bit of the theme that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Just kind of catch you up on what's going on, and um maybe share some thoughts on some stuff that I've been reading and getting into on current events that are happening right now. We've got all kinds of stuff happening in the world. We still got the Russia Ukraine situation and the um Israel and Palestine and the whole Trump assassination craziness that's been going on. So, really looks like the chaos is ramped up right now. And, you know, I really think that that kind of stuff is going to continue, but there always, there always is the solution. But I think the solution, um, that will be presented to everyone is not going to be in your favor. And, and that's why I wanted to share some thoughts about that tonight, because after that assassination attempt on Trump, there, it the way that it was kind of set up, and the guys he's picking for um to be around him on his team are looking very much like the technocratic control system stooges for the agenda, um, to pretty much put everybody under a technocratic control system. Um, so yeah, like this pick of this JD Vance guy, and the whole thing with the assassination was talking to some friends of mine about, like, what do you think the game theory on this is? And it seems like uh maybe that was a for real attempt on his life, and maybe a he got out of it. you know, by just some sheer luck, because it sure looked like he was getting set up on that one. For what I was From what I've been seeing, what I've been had been seeing there. And so what's the game theory on this whole thing? It seems like the people that are getting and he's pulling on his team are part of the stooges for the global agenda, and JD Vance backed up by Peter Thiel, who runs Palantir, uh, a company that's like got a lot of funding from the old three-letter agencies to collect all of our data, suck up all of our data. And Whitney Webb wrote a really good article about this recently on Unlimited Hangout, which I'm going to share with you guys here in a second. I'm going to pull up that article because I think she's, bringing something really valuable to everybody's attention, to not think that you're going to be saved by a man or any man here. This this system is controlled, and until you get rid of things like the Federal Reserve banking system, it doesn't matter who gets put into power, or you feel like they have some power or hold, the position of president. The people that are in the background are always pulling the strings. And so you got to be aware of that and not fall into a trap of propping up and putting all your faith in this one leader to fix everything, because I hate to be doom and gloom, but I feel like the path, that the momentum that we're carrying down right now is one where people will get into a panic and then look toward somebody to solve their problems for them, instead of working on solving the problems themselves and uniting with your people that are around you and building community and staying outside of this new system that's being built to be laid out in front of you and given as the solution to the next big event or catastrophe, like this cloud strike event that happened really close after the Trump assassination. So um you know a lot of the infrastructures run on one operating system, which is a pretty big failure point, and pretty fragile. So, I think it's important to stay focused on building your own self-reliance and working on those skills that you can use to keep yourself alive and the folks that you care about, and don't get caught up in all the don't get caught up in the narrative. I'm still not buying the narrative that's out there that Teflon Don is going to save us all, and I don't think you should either. Uh, and I feel like a lot of people might get sucked up into the hopium of it all, and wishful thinking, lulling you back into a false sense of security and that things will be getting better. and maybe they will in certain ways. They may get better, but the agenda is still rolling out in there in the background. So let me see if I can show you guys um, this recent article on Unlimited Hangout and read a little bit from this for you guys so that you can get a little bit of a better picture of what I'm talking about here. After the recent revelation that Donald Trump had selected J.D. Vance as his vice president, public attention not only turned toward Vance, but also to the billionaire Peter Thiel. Vance has been one of several prominent Thiel proteges whose profile has risen in recent years, with other proteges of PayPal co-founder, including OpenAI's Sam Altman and Andurils Palmer Luckey. Recent reports have also noted that Thiel first recruited Vance into his circle while Vance was a student at Yale Law School. Shortly thereafter, Vance joined Thiel's investment firm Mithril Capital, where he worked for 2 years before joining Revolution Ventures. Vance played a major role in Revolution's Rise of the Rest seed fund, whose major investors included Amazon's Jeff Bezos and the Walton family of Walmart, who boasts long-standing deep ties to the Clinton family. Vance later launched his own venture capital firm, Naira Capital, in 2020, which was heavily funded by Thiel as well as former Google CEO Eric Schmidt. Schmidt, a major Democrat donor, has been the guiding hand behind the Biden administration's science and technology policy and has dominated the development of AI policies of the U.S. military and intelligence communities, largely through his leadership of National Security Commission on AI. As Unlimited Hangout has previously supported, the Schmidt-led NSCAI promoted policies like the end of private car ownership and in-person shopping in the United States to advance America's adoption of AI as supposed national security imperative in the lead up to the COVID-era lockdowns. Both Schmidt and Thiel are key members of the steering committee of the controversial closed-door and overtly globalist Bilderberg Conference. Newsweek once called Schmidt and Thiel the two most influential figures at Bilderberg. Thiel has donated heavily to Vance's political career, giving $15 million to Vance's successful Senate bid in the 2022 election cycle in what was the largest donation ever given to one Senate candidate. Thiel also joined Vance, a former Never Trumper, on a visit to Trump's Mar-a-Lago, where Vance successfully won the former president's blessing. Thiel also connected Vance to other members of the so-called PayPal mafia, like David Sachs, who donated $1 million to Vance and hosted a fundraiser for him. Sachs, along with PayPal co-founder Elon Musk, were allegedly a key factor in Trump's selection of Vance as vice president, as they ran a secret lobbying campaign for Vance that also included media presenter Tucker Carlson. Thiel had been a major donor to Trump's 2016 presidential campaign and served on Trump's transition team with other Thiel-like figures like Trey Stevens, dramatically influencing Trump's Pentagon appointments. Stevens' influence at the Trump Pentagon also helped develop the military's relationship with the Thiel-funded company Anduril, which was co-founded by Stevens and Thiel fellow Palmer Luckey. Before Anduril, Luckey developed the virtual reality system Oculus Rift, which was later sold to Facebook, where Thiel then served on the board. Anduril is now building a virtual border wall for the federal government, and Trump, who long campaigned on building a physical barrier on the U.S.-Mexico border, abandoned that promise during his first term and now supports the exact solution Anduril is selling. Anduril's unmanned drones have also come to play in a major role in Ukrainian military operations during the Russia-Ukraine conflict, as have other controversial Thiel-funded companies like Palantir, a CIA contractor, and Clearview AI, which use mainly photos posted on Facebook, another Thiel-backed company, to develop its Orwellian facial recognition database. These companies' close ties with the Ukraine military may impact the second Trump administration policies as it relates to American support for Ukraine, particularly if Thiel is slated to hold significant influence. Beyond Ukraine, this network of Thiel-funded defense companies are remaking the face of warfare and slowly but surely replacing human decision-making with AI. While these ties should be unsettling on their own, the potential influence of Thiel on the upcoming Trump administration should concern every American, regardless of where they fall on the political spectrum. Due to Thiel's efforts to rehabilitate and remake some of the intelligence community's most Orwellian and unconstitutional efforts to target domestic dissent. So the article goes on to talk about how Palantir and the data sucking up everything is building profiles on Americans, and over there in Israel they have an AI software called Lavender, which I covered a while ago on the podcast, that it basically will give you a like a like a like a score on how threatening you are to the is Israeli state. So very good article. I would recommend everybody go check it out. Unlimited Hangout, Whitney Webb. Whitney's been doing some different podcast appearances as well. This article came out on July 18th. I think she was on Jimmy Dore recently, and some other podcasts, several other podcasts, kind of getting the information out about all this. But yeah, very, very eye-opening article. I think one of my friends brought this to my attention. My buddy Robbie kind of threw this my way, told me to check it out, and this was something I was not aware of, with JD Vance and who is backing him up, and why he was the chosen VP candidate. So yeah, I'm just not buying it, and it's same shit, different day going on out here in the world, and it's all about more and more control over the people, and who knows what's going to happen next. Probably some kind of a cyber thing, or a financial system crisis of some kind, which is, kind of been looming for a long time. It really seems like we are in an economic crash right now, with the cost of everything going ridiculous. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like it could be a slow bleed over time, or things just continue to get worse and worse, and then the game gets changed. So who knows what that's going to be? Maybe it's a rug pull for the economy, and then introduction of a CBDC, and everyone's bank accounts get readjusted, and you now have to buy into a CBDC or something like that at a haircut value to keep the system moving. So, and then maybe that comes with a digital ID to access your accounts, or can't access your account until you get a digital ID or something like that, to prevent people from hacking because of the cyber terrorist or operations, cyber terrorism operations of some kind, like we recently saw with the CloudStrike thing. Some kind of problem, reaction, solution, and you know, good to be prepared. And know and have a plan for uh how you're gonna weather that storm, and you you do underground business, agorist business type deals where you find people that you can barter with and get outside of using the fiat money and get to figuring out different ways you can team up with other people so that you have some kind of a system in place that you can meet your needs and help other people and provide value for them. So, um, I think right now it's good to get yourself in the best physical, mental, emotional state that you can. And one of those things, if you're not physically prepared, that's one reason I'm so glad that I got started on my fitness journey, is that just being ready for a chaotic situation and stressful times, to be able to handle that stress more effectively and be able to uh, be physical when I need, when it comes down to it. So uh, it's one thing that John Willis says a lot, and he'll say fitness is free, and it really is. I mean, you don't need to have a gym membership or anything like that. And a lot of us that are in the United States are really overweight. I'm still not to where I want to be, but still staying consistent with the workouts and getting something done uh, for a workout every day. And a lot of days are tough. Days can be tough, but I will tell you that it is helpful. It's been really helpful for me to get those workouts done every day and stay on that path. And I was listening to a Joe Rogan and this guy Action Bronson. I was watching a video that he put out, and they're doing a workout together, and Joe was talking about Rogan was talking about how once you stay disciplined and you've built that routine and you gain momentum, like like you build it as a habit. And that's a lot of what it takes, is to stay consistent and just make it a part of your routine to get in good shape and maintain uh maintain your health by working out. And it is one of the best relievers that I found, and is a very positive thing, because at the end of getting that workout done, you really feel like you accomplished something and you have something to show for it, that you get your body. It really is like leveling up in a video game. Like every time you go into a new workout, you find new capabilities that you didn't have before. I started off like barely being able, or not even being able to do a full deep squat with my own body weight. And now I can do, I mean, that with um, you know, goblet squats with weights and heavier weight, and it's like I can do so much more than what I started off with. And I've been able to tell, like, my measurements, the waist has shrunk a lot. I think I was like at a 48 pant size or something like that, which is way too big, man. But now I'm down to 40s, like I'm fitting into 40s, no problem. And still been measuring my waist. I think my waist measurement, like at the largest part of my waist, was like, I think like maybe 57 inches, and now I'm down to like 44. So I'd like to get that number that waist measurement number down to like 38 is where I'd like to be because of this like height to waist ratio that Dr. Ken Berry talks about. Like it being in the healthy range, you got to have a certain score on that. And I think if I get down to like a 38-inch, I'm like in the healthy range. Um, so still working on that every day. My diet has been kind of crappy, really crappy. And during my grandpa's funeral, we ate a bunch of sugar and stuff. And it was my brother's birthday in there too. So we celebrated his birthday and had a bunch of cake and we're eating out and stuff. And um, so got back from that traveling and eating out and doing all that. And so put on a few pounds doing all that, but just, still getting the workouts in. Did the workouts while I was out of town as well, keeping all that going and not going to be stopping. Getting back to working on the property again. We'll be getting out there this weekend with Logan from Hideaway Homestead to get back to work on building the first cabin out there and getting that done. I've got video that I'm waiting to put together until maybe we get that deck part done with the cabin and release that as like another part in the series of videos for the property development. So stay tuned for that. Um, this one is going to be pretty short. Just wanted to pop on here, say hello to all you guys. What do you guys think about what's going on right now? Um, Blowing it out of proportion, or uh, there's some kind of you think things will get better? Trump gets in there, and maybe things will get better for a little while, and then something crazy is going to happen, or going to happen, any day now. And I say just stay on that train of staying prepared, keeping your head on a swivel, and not buying the narrative, and keep building community, keep working on yourself, keep working on your skills and growing food and teaming up and figuring out alternative ways to transact with each other to get around everything that's coming our way. So that's what is not wanted by this control system, is for people to be independent and work together instead of being at each other's throats, because the guys pulling the strings want you to look this way while they're doing their things in the background. So I think that might be the play. What's going on right now is to kind of lull people into a false sense of a little bit of a false sense of security in that things may be getting better and turning a corner. But I think this train has got inertia. It's moving with its own momentum, and be an act of God to get the train to stop. So, oh, but may God have mercy on us. So, um, pray and keep working towards a better future for yourself and the people around you. And with that, I'm going to end it tonight. I'll catch you guys later. Short stream. Just wanted to catch up and uh, peace out, give some thoughts, and I'm peacing out tonight. But thank you guys for watching, those that tune in, and I really appreciate it. And let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Crazy events happening, lots of stuff happening all at once. Let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.